Hello, and welcome back. I am laying in bed with this guy because I was cutting tree branches and hurt myself. So I have a heating pad, and we're here, but I will persevere. And we're going to do an anime of the day, and we have chosen InuYasha. So we got our Shikan Jewel, his beads of subjugation or something,
That's it.
and Kilala. So we're set to go. I first saw InuYasha. Was it on Toonami or
Probably on Adult Swim.
probably? I think. Oh no, that's what it was. I was babysitting, and I spent the night at the kid's house I was babysitting.
Oh yeah, it was on the late at night Toonami, so it was Toonami technically.
Yes, so we watched that, and she made me watch some other show about people who become wolves, and it was weird.
Wolf's Rain.
Yes, but I remembered InuYasha because of Sango. So then when this guy was like, we should watch InuYasha, I'm like, awesome. I would like to actually know what was going on this time instead of walking in halfway into the season or series. So we pretty much marathoned it because that's what we do. And yeah.
Yeah, currently we just have the movie box set and its awesomeness. And the reason for that is we didn't think we'd find these too easily anywhere. Whereas the TV show, we owned the vast majority of it, but we decided that since we didn't have a complete set, that we would just
We got rid of it.
get rid of that and rely on
The internet.
Crunchyroll and whatnot if we ever wanted to watch it again.
Say Crunchyroll over that. It's Viz Media. But I also used to own some of the books. But because I'm a nice person, I gave my friend the books as presents. Because I meant to buy the Omnibuy. And then I never did. But I don't have room on my bookshelves right now. So, but well, we did watch the whole series, and I did read a good chunk of it.
And it starts out really strong. You learn some weird things about feudal Japan.
And demons.
Yes. It's like, of course, there weren't demons running around during the Warring States period. However, you do learn about some of the mythology of Japan, so that's
Yes.
good.
And I did like the first half of the series is really good about characters, and you get InuYasha, who has this past with Kikyo, but he also wants to be with Kagome, and I'm actually impressed I remember all these names. And then you have Sango thrown in there, who's a demon hunter, and her giant boomerang, and her flying cat thing.
And they find Moroku, the
Monk.
traveling monk, who has a like black hole in his hand, basically, that can suck up evil, and one day it's gonna open
Consume
up
him.
so far it'll eat him.
He's also quite lecherous.
Yeah, like the series is very dramatic, very actiony, and very comedic all at the same time, jumping back and forth. And generally, if a side character who's a good guy is introduced in the beginning of the show, either they're going to betray them, or they're going to die a tragic death.
Oh, we forgot Shippo.
Yes, the little fox child.
Shippo! But, yeah. Towards the end, it gets very circular, where, they fight Naraku, and then right before dying, or after supposedly dying, he zips off, and
Yes, what seems like minor bad guy is introduced early on in the series, and they never move on from him. Since I think he got introduced in like the 20s or the 30s as far as the episodes go,
I
and
would say the only other real villain would be his brother.
yeah, who is a much deeper character, much more fun.
Well, he at least has a reason for hating InuYasha.
Yes.
He blames him for stealing their father away because their father fell in love with a human, and he also is mad because InuYasha got... the blades are confused in my head.
Tetsuga. That's the one Inuyasha has.
Okay. So, he has the blade that kills, and Sesshomaru got stuck with the blade that can heal. And he felt that that was unfair. Until he, falls in love with a little girl, because that's not creepy.
Well, he realizes that being able to resurrect your friends once you make them is pretty awesome.
Well, yes. In the movies, you would expect to find closure in there, but not so much. The series ends with InuYasha and Kagome kind of barely accepting that they'll be together.
Yeah, the final arc is good, but it really shouldn't have been necessary for them to make another season to end it when they really could have about 40 episodes ago.
Well, to be fair though, I can't think. I'm pretty sure if you look it up, Rumiko has never had her main two characters ever end in a relationship, and the theory behind that is because she's not in a relationship. So, because even if you read like Mermaid Saga, they aren't officially a couple. They're just hanging out, not dying together. Or Rinny, they don't go out. Ranma, I think maybe at the end they might be together, but it's still that
Sort of, kind of.
Yeah, and that's just
crappy.
Yeah, and I get that she wants to write about what she knows, and she doesn't know much about relationships, but still.
I do think it was more common in 80s and 90s anime and manga for the main characters who were...
Did you read Sailor Moon?
No, that doesn't count. That one was actually about love. Whereas...
No, it was about girls fighting in moonlight.
And winning love by daylight, according to the English lyrics.
And never running from a real fight. Though if you see the Japanese lyrics, it's about crying a lot.
Yeah. So anywho, back to InuYasha. You should definitely watch at least the first, score of episodes. Once you start to get bored, you can probably move on and accept that you've gained all you will from the show. Or just go to the final season.
Oh yeah, we still haven't watched the new parts, the final act.
Mm-hmm.
So we never did get to that. We watched the first couple episodes and then got sidetracked.
Kind of wandered off.
I think it's because Viz Media. Oh, I don't know. Do they have a app for the Xbox now?
Maybe.
Because we kind of found Crunchyroll, or now we're on Verve or VRV, whatever you want to call it, which has phone and Xbox apps. So that's helpful. So all our anime is there. I think Viz Media should just join Funimation and hop on there. Because I'm lazy. Put it all in one place and I'll watch it.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy it. It was up there with Yu Yu Hakusho as my first mangas, so it will always have a special place, I think.
InuYasha's cool. It doesn't need to be over 100 episodes, but it is.
And it's 160 if you don't include the movies and the final act.
Yep. So the movies were enjoyable, but again, unnecessary. Like many anime movies.
And we do actually have a piece of paper in the box because some of the movies take place in the series. So we wrote down which episodes the movies went in. Because there's a bike that shows up that was part of the series.
It's like trying to figure out when to watch the movies of Babylon 5 at the right time. When do these alternate reality aliens invade again? Oh yeah, it's going to be episode 25.
I don't know, it's like trying to figure out the Star Trek movies. But still a good series. Watch it. It's a pretty... I don't know. I guess there's demons. It's not a newbie kind of show, but it was for me. Sailor Moon and InuYasha and Tenchi.
Yeah, some of the monsters in InuYasha get pretty disgusting too. Expect lots of people to drip venom and acid and use their hair to crush people to death.
Yeah, I think one of the first monsters in the first 10 episodes is a hair monster, and she uses it to bind people. It's weird.
Yeah. It's more blood than you would probably want, but not as bad as some things.
Yeah, it's not as bad as Attack on Titan or One Punch Man or...
Where there's just gore exploding everywhere.
Yes. It's not that bad, but it's also not a kiddie thing either.
Rated 13 and up, because reasons.
Well...
Good reasons.
Good reasons. There's violence and all that, so... But, yeah. Is that all we have to talk about?
I think so.
Okay, then. Well, I will go back to enjoying my heating pad and, this Aleve that I took. And then we'll go back to playing Twilight Princess. And then I'll have my Friday ramble tomorrow. Because, I don't have to do anything special for that, so. That'll be nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess that's it.
Bye.
Bye. See you tomorrow.